Hey, Ursula here. I thought I'd show you there's a real person behind the camera. So it's been hot, it's been wet, it's been dry, it's been all the things, and it's been about 2 weeks since we've taken a look at the garden. So today I'm going to show you how things have matured and show you a few things we're going to work on today and how that's going to turn out. All right, so right now what we've got is Santolina is in full bloom. Okay, now I did lose the one plant. I think this is the only one I've got left, and the thyme is doing splendid. The celosia is supposed to get up to 3 feet tall. It's achieved a whole foot. I have to wonder sometimes, because I really do think they gave me a dwarf variety instead of the full-blown thing. Up top, right here, these are all California poppies with more thyme in the corner. I think that one's an orange thyme. The asparagus has been trimmed back a little bit, but I need to trim it back some more because the top plants along here are getting shaded out. That's a sow thistle. That needs to go. We're gonna not even wait and just yank that baby up right now. And yeah, and there's grass. Somewhere back in here, there had been Coreopsis earlier in the year. There it is. So that's still here. It just kind of moved over to try and take advantage of the sun. Oregano as far as the eye can see. That is my feral plant. I planted it years ago way over underneath a tree on the other side, and it just kind of took over. So yeah, these orange blooms here, these are calendula. They are also feral, but they're very beneficial. The bees love them. Calendula you can do marvelous things with for your skin. I don't bother. It's kind of sticky, but it makes a dye stuff as well, which is why I think I originally planted it. I find that the dye from it doesn't last. It's fugitive, is what they call it. And it looks like I've got a Queen Anne's lace growing. No, that's dill. Dill. Definitely dill. Dill took over a good bit of the yard. You're going to see this. I didn't plant any of it. The birds did. But I thought you'd appreciate seeing this. We've got the marigolds and the lavender, and the snapdragons kind of fell over into the lavender. There's more of them behind here. Those will bloom all summer. And they don't always die out in the winter either, which is kind of interesting. More calendula in the sedum. It looks like something, maybe that's just a really tall calendula. Something's growing back here behind the sedum, and we'll find out if it's something from last year that grew, or if it's just more calendula. Above that, that is savory. Oh, that's wonderful stuff. It added to everything you eat. It's great. It adds a really unique flavor. That's more lavender. It survived the winter. Up there was going to be my purple garden, but that didn't happen yet. It's working on it. The burgundy flowers back there are actually more Coreopsis. I picked up a different variety last year, and we're going to zoom out so you can see the dill. Yep, you can see the dill. It took over this whole section all the way up. Not on the other side so much, just this side. All right, we're gonna, oh my, I have animals interrupting me. That was the cardinal. Anyway, sorry for that. That's kind of a bad editing job there, but you know, we're on the other side now. And this is the bed that I most recently planted. There's a lot going on in here. The carnation survived, which I'm very happy about. Other than the one dill on the corner here, which is almost to seed. Borage just got to go. That big thing is not gonna take over my yard. Not up here. Okay, the goal in this garden was to do burgundies and pinks with a hint of green. We'll see if that happens. My goodness, there's either a cucumber. It looks like a cucumber down here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I never know what I'm going to find when I shoot these videos. I have a hunch that I reused some soil that stuff didn't come up in, and now it's come up. All right. Pardon my reach. Borage is gone, which now lets us see all of the bindweed in here. Where are you? Where's your base? This is hard because it's wet. Okay, there we go. Yay! These guys, oh my gosh, the bindweed is what's knocking them over. More bindweed. I really don't like bindweed at all. All right, now we got the root. But I'm so happy about the carnations. Those are going to be pink, kind of a coral. And then today's project is the weld. I'm going to chop that up. See my bucket? And that's going to become a dye bath. That's a later thing. I didn't think that survived. That's St. John's wort there behind it. And then, of course, Coreopsis. Those are dye plants. I pulled a whole bunch of oregano out of here already yesterday. Oregano will take over everything. And the other goal I have is to get some of this cleared out. This is the horrible gravelly soil that was in here. And I'm gonna, once I get the groundhog out, that's gonna go and fill in the groundhog hole. But the goal is to put some of my extra plants all along this front edge here, all the way down to my helper down there. Remember my helper from last time? She's still hanging out. Looks like she's got some bee folk friends. There's some bumblebees in the lamb's ear pollinating. Looks like the bindweed. Oh, there goes the cardinal again. Oh, Mama Cardinal, and Papa Cardinal. We're not happy that I'm here. We are not. I think they got their eye on the Mexican sunflowers. That's what I think. So let's finish the quick tour here and zoom out so you don't get dizzy. All right, I put some of my excess flowers in planters because I have way more plants than I have space. My eyes were big. Now, you really don't know when you see these things what's actually going to come up. Like I said, I didn't expect a cucumber in my front yard. So, yeah, that's the oregano. I just tossed it down for mulch. It's been very hot. I thought it was the other St. John's wort. Okay, so this guy has bloomed and is going to seed, and I really don't want more of this taking over the neighbor's yard. So we'll go on to the other side of that. And yes, but wait, there's more. So 2 more plants planted themselves behind my juniper. One's over here, the other one's over there. And those were supposed to come out and get moved earlier in the year, but that didn't happen because weather. Just take a look real quick here. This is white lavender, and we have marigolds. I put in some nasturtium up here. This is the driest section of the yard. Stuff doesn't always take. And the nasturtiums had some problems with the heat and the sun up here last year. Behind them are more snapdragons and possibly straw flowers. And that section up there, I just added some Rudbeckia to. That's not gonna be this year. That'll be a next year. It'll bloom. So let's go around and take a look at the Mexican sunflowers. Okay, I never thought these Mexican sunflowers would take over this area quite so much. I might even have to trim some of them back. This is Monarda, and they can't compete with this. The fence is, I don't know, 3 to 4 feet high, somewhere in there. And so, yeah, I expected sunflowers to get tall. I didn't quite expect them to bush. Usually they shoot straight up, but I've never grown Mexican sunflowers before, and apparently these guys have a tendency to bush out. They're very pretty. I like this guy. I wish this guy would spread out more. So looks like we also have coneflowers blooming. More coneflowers over there. This whole section needs to get weeded, but it's not a priority. This is not a priority. Back there, that's a priority. Those are elderberries. And I do need to get in here and clip my tomatoes. That's a whole nother video. Okay, so now we've seen the top. This is what happens when you let your parsley go to seed and let dill in as well. So this is a rhubarb patch, and it was supposed to be flowers this year, and instead it's very overgrown. So this is a whole nother project for another day, and we'll see you next time. And this is what it looks like after it's done. Isn't that amazing? Now it's a whole different garden. We got that out of there. Now, next up will be that. That's another time. See you guys.